Luke, Laura and friends. Before I even get into anything, I would like to apologise for the general state of being that I am right now. I am incredibly unwell. I've spent 3 days throwing up. I can't hear very well. The room's got a slight spin to it and I'm sniffly as hell. So I am armed with tissues and a bottle of water. So let's hope I get through this without vomiting and or passing out. On to the main event. Laura, I completely agree with everything you said about like travel etiquette. I don't travel so well. Again, make a point, I travel better than Adam. But I don't travel well. I get a bit anxious travelling. Basically, I'm fine travelling during the day, but as soon as night falls, become a bit of an anxious, like, flailing mess. I don't know why, just something about travelling at night. I don't know if it's because it's really quiet or it's dark, I don't know. I don't do well, and I become even more like, because I've travelled a lot when I was at uni. Overall, I've been on a lot of trains. Cars I'm a bit better with, because when you're in a car you tend to be surrounded by people. You know, if you don't know them it's a bit weird. But cars, yeah, you tend to know them. Buses are just grim in every respect, so I can't even go there because I'll just burst into tears. But trains are by far just the most horrific mode of transport that I have to travel on. Because like with buses, you accept that like you're on a bus and it's a bit grim and it's open and everyone's going to get in your personal space and you're going to get coughed on, you're going to get sneezed on, there's going to be a crying child or adult somewhere, it's just not nice. It's not nice, especially where I have to travel. The bus I travel on from work to home, it goes to Orchard Park, and anybody who lives around here knows Orchard Park is not a happy place, so I know I have to deal with some proper ingrates and just the general ugh of society. But trains, it's like you think, oh, this is comfy, this is a warm box of happiness, sort of, and you think it's a bit higher class than buses, and with seats being higher and you only like you're being enclosed almost, you feel like you're definitely more in a bubble, and yeah, it all goes wrong when that bubble gets burst. First of all, what you said, it is weird. It is very, very weird when people sit next to you on an empty train. When it happens to me, I'm just like, what are you doing? You don't know me. I don't want to know you. Back the fuck up and go over there. It's creepy. You're unnecessarily near somebody, and I don't know anybody who would like that. Very strange. Second of all, noise. Your noise bubble. I completely agree about your noise bubble. Noise bubbles are the worst. And do you know what, even worse than the drunk people who you were talking about? Drunk lads. Drunk lads are the dregs of society on trains, because they're there and they're drunk and they have no restraint, no, what's the word, inhibitions, and they're there. I remember on the way to York, when me and Pete went to the Christmas market, on the way to York, there was these drunk lads, and just the way they were speaking, especially about women, I was just like, I will murder. I will commit murder right now. I don't even care. Basically, there is 2 places in the world where I will commit murder. On a train and at work. But we can't really talk about the work one because I probably will get fired and or arrested. Trains, we'll talk about the trains. Trains, when you're in a public place, I mean, it's bad enough when people think the way that these lads speak anyway. When they inflict their waste of a breath upon the rest of society, it's just unnecessary. It's wrong, and I always feel like I want to shower afterwards. Being in the presence of their words just makes me feel dirty. It's horrible. So yes, noise bubbles, drunk people, and I'm going to add to the list, lads. Also, rude people. Right, rude people is up there on my list, on my blacklist of my life. I will never understand why people are rude. There is never any reason I can fathom when rudeness is necessary. Working in retail, Lauren, you've done it. I do it. We've got friends that do it. The rude scum of the earth we have to deal with. Mine are usually middle class women. I'm not gonna lie, it usually is middle class, middle-aged women. So small as to just saying please and thank you. I am serving or helping that person. The least you can do is say please and thank you. It really goes a long way. It really does. It's the smallest end of the spectrum of just the small little polite things you can do to be polite, to the extreme rudeness where there is no please and thank you that can salvage it. And that is just people who shout at you, people who think they're better than you, and I'm not just talking about work here or retail, I'm talking about in life. People who think they're better than you. I remember I was on a train going from Liverpool. I'd gone Liverpool to London, and then I was doing London to Cambridge. And I'd had an injection in my stomach. It was when I was on my Zoladex injections. And I had an injection in my stomach, and I was in agony. And I had these 2 massive suitcases with me, and a giant lump on my stomach, and I was in so much pain. And granted, nobody knew I was in pain, but the fact that I was in pain just made it worse. And I simply asked somebody, I asked 2 people to help me. I'm a 5'2", 8-stone woman. I don't have a lot of strength behind me. And yes, okay, it's a bit discriminatory to be like, well, she's a woman, help her. But, you know, it's also just general politeness. Anybody, I believe anybody, if they look like they're struggling, and I did look like I was struggling, just help them. So not only did everybody fail me in just general politeness, they failed me when I asked somebody to help me. I was like, I'm really sorry, do you mind if you can put my suitcase up there, because the other spaces at the bottom of the train luggage racks was full, so I needed lifting up, and I just couldn't do it. It was too heavy and my stomach was killing me and I couldn't do it. This guy one looked at me and went, no. So I looked moving down and went, no. I was like, what? What? You do not say no to somebody when they've asked you a simple favour. This, honestly, he was about 6'5", rugby build, and he wouldn't lift up my suitcase for me. Rude. I asked another guy and got completely ignored, ended up having to do it myself, and I really hurt myself. Fuckwits. Rude fuckwits. And I just, no, rude people are on the blacklist of my life. No, just no, just no. So that's my list of people I want to kill most of the time when I'm travelling. I don't really travel anymore, except on the bus to work, and that's just full of smelly people, and they're on the blacklist of everybody's lives. Just a quick video for you this week, because I am very ill. I do work too much, I have realised this. For somebody who works only 16 hours, I do work way too much, and I miss Pete. I miss him in my life. So I'm going to go spend some time with him. I've been up here doing adult finance stuff, and he's been downstairs watching Finding Nemo. Sums up my week, really. It's a shame that Luke's camera shy. It would be nice to hear from him. Luke, if you don't want me to address these to you anymore, I understand. But if you don't mind, I will continue to do it until you tell me otherwise. Laura, I'm loving your videos, and I'm so glad you seem to be enjoying it as well. And you're very good at it. You just rant. It's like you're ranting at me. It's fantastic. As for the rest of my friends, I hope you're okay. I'll hopefully see you soon. I love you all. Take care. I'll see you next week.